Okay, morning everyone. Right, sorry there have been no videos for the past week. I'm really hoping that you've took this opportunity to just try and crack on by yourself and see how your scores are without me giving you all the answers. I reckon you can do it. So please email me or put a comment in the box and let me know how you've been getting on without any help at all from me. I bet you everybody's been doing really good. But I'm going to go through the Fluent in 5 for today. We're on week 26, day 1. And I'm going to do a couple of examples on the Roman numerals Monday's math sheet, just in case anybody isn't confident with it. Okay, so let's just go straight for it. Question number 1, 60 times 12. Okay, I could put that in a column and do long multiplication, but I think I've spotted something that might be even easier. There's a 0 there. If I cover that 0 up, I can do 6 times 12 pretty easily. 24, 36, 48, 60, 72. And then I can smile on my maths. I can drag the 0 across and make that 10 times bigger. So the answer is 720 for question number 1. Question 2, I've got 16,483. I consider just missing this one out actually because everyone's really good at column addition. And I'm adding 74,435. Nice and simple. I'm doing 2 5-digit numbers again. So I'm adding 2 tens of thousands numbers together. So they all line up nicely. The ones, the tens, the hundreds, the thousands and the tens of thousands. All lined up in columns underneath each other. So the answer to the ones column, 5 ones add 3 ones is 8. 8 tens add 3 tens, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm going to put 1 in the box, 1 on the doorstep in the next column. 4 add 1, 4, 8, 9. 9 in that column. 6 add 4 is 10. 0's going in the box, 1 on the doorstep in the next column. And 7 add 1 is 9. So my answer is 90,918. The question number 2. Question number 3, really easy. I can do this one mentally. I've got 61 and I'm adding 30. So I don't need to do anything apart from I need to add the 3 tens. There's the tens column, there's the ones column. There's the same, tens and ones. I've got no ones to add, so I've still got 1 in that column. And I've just got to add the tens together. So 6 tens add 3 tens equals 9 tens. The answer is 91. Hope you got that as easy as me. Right. I'm going to do question 4 because it is takeaway, just to refresh your memory in case you get a little bit confused. I've got 83,000 on top because this is the biggest number, 328, and I'm lining up just like I did with the addition, 76,397. So again, I've lined up the ones, the tens, the hundreds, the thousands and the tens of thousands underneath each other. So my little rhyme that we use in class, if there's more on the top, line, don't stop, just carry on going and get the answer. If there's more on the floor, if there's more on the bottom than there is on this top line, you've got to knock next door at the top. So 8 take away 7, I can do that quite easily. 8 take away 7, I've got 1. 2 take away 9, there's more on the floor, so I've got to knock next door. So I'm going to knock next door. I'm going to take 1 from this column and I'm going to give it to that column. I'm going to take it a 1 and give it to that next column. So to make the number 12 now. 12 take away 9. The difference is 3. That goes in that box. 2 take away 3. I can't do that. I think the phone's moved. 2 take away 3. Can't do that. Knock next door. Take 1 from this column and give it to the neighbour. Now I've got 12 again in this column. 12 take away 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've got 9. 2 take away 6. There's more on the floor again. So I've got to knock next door. Take 1 from this column, which leaves 7, and give it to the neighbour. So again, I've got 12 now in this column. 12 take away 6 is 6. And 7 take away 7 is going to be 0. So I don't really need that 0 there. The answer is 6,931 to question number 4. Right. And the last one. 6,507 and I'm dividing by 10. So straight away I've realised I'm dividing by 10. I don't need to put it in a bus stop. What I need to do is slide the numbers either up and down the place value scheme, or I'm going to jump the decimal point, because that's the way I learned at school. So I will show you both ways though, just in case you find the other way easier. I'm dividing by 10, so I need to find the decimal point in this number because it's not there. If I can't see it, it means it's just hiding at the end, because I could write that number as 6,507.00000 if I want, but I'm not going to. I just know that the decimal point is there. I'm dividing, so I'm getting smaller. I'm dividing by 10. There's 1 0 in the number 10, so I'm getting 1 place smaller. So I'm just going to move the decimal point 1 place. Now, if the number gets smaller, I'm going to have to move the decimal point that way, or I would have moved the numbers that way, but I'll show you that in a second. So there's the decimal point on my finger. Rub it off behind. I'm going to move it 1 space smaller, and the answer is going to be 650.7. Now, if I was to draw the place value scheme, scale, sorry, I've got the ones column, I've got the tens, I've got the hundreds, I've got the thousands, and I could go further on, but my number's not that big. There's the decimal point that we found right at the start, and then I start getting into the fractions end of the place value scale, tenths, hundredths, thousands, not that I need them. So the original number is 6,507, and I'm going to get smaller, so I'm going to move I'm dividing by 10, I'm going to move the numbers 1 space smaller, so I'm going to move them into a different column. So that one's going to move to here, the 7's now going to be in the tenths. Don't forget to put the decimal point in, otherwise all your hard work's been for nothing, because it will not look like the right number. The 0's going to move to here, 1 space, the 5's going to move along 1 space, and the 6 is going to move along 1 space, and you get the same answer, 650.7. Hope you understand, and that's made it a little bit clearer for you. Right, so today's maths, I'm just going to have a little look at the sheet and get the sheet up, was all about Roman numerals. So we've got a little hint at the top which tells us, so we've got I, which is 1. I'm just going to put the number 1 in brackets. Hope you can see that because it's pretty small, but you'll have to enlarge my face on your tablet or phone or whatever it is. We've got X, which is 10, and we've got C, which is 100. I always remember because C stands for C's for century, which is 100 years, and we've got M, which is 1,000. Same for millennium. That might help you to remember. So X, I for 1, X for 10, C for 100, M for 1,000. Now these letters can be used more than once in a row to build your number. 3 times maximum. I can only use them in a row 3 times maximum. If I needed to do it 4 times, then there must be a different way to make that number. Okay, you'll see what I mean in a minute. Now V is 5. And L is 50, and D, demi, which means half, in, can't remember which language it is now, demi, maybe in Greek, maybe in Latin, Italian, stands for 500, so half of 1,000, demi. And that's it. They're all your Roman numerals. So I can use these ones more than once on this row, 3 times maximum. And these ones I can only use once. I can only use 1 time. Now there is another rule which is on the top of your sheet. If the smaller number comes first, you're doing a takeaway. If the bigger number comes first, you're doing an add. Okay, so I'll show you what I mean. So we've got C, X, L, V, I. Okay, so let's just write down what the value is. C is 100, X is 10, L is 50, V is 5, and we've got 1, and we've got 1 at the end there. So I've got 100. Do I go 100, 10, 50 and then do the add that way? I mustn't, because the smaller number is coming first in the tens column. So this stands for 100. I know I've got 100 at the top, at the beginning. And then I've got XL. this must make a number for in the tens column. So I've got 10 less than 50, which is 40. So I've got 140, because I'm doing the takeaway here. That rule means that the smaller number is first. So 140, then I've got 5 and 1 and 1, which is 7. So the answer to that one is 147. I'll keep going so we'll make this clear. Some people will get this straight away, some people will find it tricky. C, D, I, X. Okay, let's just write down the values. C, 100, D, 500, I, 1, and X, 10. Right, so again, I can see the smaller number coming before the biggest number. So this must make a number. 100 less than 50. 500, sorry. 100 less than 500, or 500. Take away 100. This bit stands for 400. And then I've got 1 less than 10, which is 9. So I make that 409. 409 at the end for question number 2. Question number 3, I've got D, C, C, C. So again, we've used the rule at the top where you can use 3 in a row, 3 C's. L, X. Now let's write the values. So we've got 500, 100, 100, 100, and then we've got L, which is 50, and X, which is 10. So we've got 500 plus 100 plus 100 plus 100. So that bit comes to 800. And then we've got 50 and 10. So 50 add 10 is 60. So we've got 860. I make that 860. Please let me know if I make a mistake on these, because I haven't gone through the answers first. Right, C, C, X, X, V, I. Let's write down the value. 100, 100. They've used the rule there, they've used it twice. 10, 10. They've used the rule again. 5, and then 1, 1, 1. There's lots of doubling and tripling in that one, isn't there? So you've got 100 and 100, which makes 200 at the start here. 2 tens, which make 20. So 220 plus your 5 and 3 ones, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got 228 here at the end. That was question number 4. Right. Right, questions 5 to 8 is asking you to write it in Roman numerals. So the number I want to write in Roman numerals is 322. So how would I do 300? Well, I can use 3 C's in a row, because that's part of the rule. So I'm going to do C, C, C for 300. Then I need to do 20. I could do X, X for 20. No problem, because I can use more than one of those. 3 maximum. And then I need to do 2, so I can do I at the end there. So C, 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 X, X, I would be the answer to number 5. Question number 6, 995 is the number that I need to make. Now 900, could I do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? No, I can't, because I'd be using C more than 3 times. So I need to make 900 a different way. Can I do it maybe doing a takeaway? So I know M's 1,000. I need 100 less than 1,000. So I'm going to do 100 less than 1,000. I'm going to do CM. So the smallest number is coming first, so I'm doing the takeaway. So 100 less than 1,000 is 900. Now 90, I need to do 90. Could I do 50, 60, 70, 80, 90? No, I can't, because I'd be using X more than 3 times. So I need to make 90 a different way. Let's try 10 less than 100. Where's the 100? So I could do 10 less than 100. So the 10 comes first because I'm doing a takeaway. Less than 100. So that's XC for 90. And then 5 is just V at the end. So question number 6, the answer is CM XC V to make 995. I love doing these. 503. How would we do 503? Well, we've got 500 exactly, so D. And then 3, I could just do I, because I haven't used it more than 3 times in a row. That's the rule. So D, I would be 503. 264, this is the next target number, and then I think we're on to a challenge. If I gave you a challenge, I'll have to have a look. 200, how would I do that? Easy CC. 60, well, I would do 50 and then a 10. So 50 add 10 is 60. And then 4, how would I do 4? Can't do I, because that's too many in a row. So let's just do 1 less than 5. So there's the smallest number first for the takeaway. 1 less than 5 makes 4. So the answer to question 8, CCLXIV. Did you get the same as me? I hope you had a little go at that and challenged yourself. Oh, I have given you a challenge and a mega challenge today. So William I, number 9. William I, when did he reign Great Britain? So MLXVI to MLXXXVII. Okay, so he ruled from that date to that date. Sometimes we use Roman numerals for dates. That's why it's handy to know. So let's just write down the value. So we've got 1,000, and we've got 50, and we've got a 10, and we've got a 5, and we've got a 1. Okay, so let's work that out. 1,050, add the 10 is 66. So 1,066, which is a date that we know, isn't it? 1066. We normally say dates like, we normally break them down into 2 digits. 1066. So he ruled from that. William I ruled from 1066. Let's find out when he stopped ruling Great Britain. We've got 1,050, 10, 10, 10, and then VII at the end, which is a 5 and 2 1s. So we've got 1,050, 60, 70, 80, because I'm doing an add there. So 1,080, 5, 6, 7. So 1,087. So we'd say he ruled from 1066 to 1087. That was the way. How long? That was the date William I ruled Great Britain. Question number 10. Richard I. So Richard I was MCLXXXIX, and he ruled to MCXCIX. Okay, let's work that out. So you've got 1,000 there, you've got 100, you've got 50, you've got 10 and 10 and 10, and then you've got a 1 and a 10. So there must be a takeaway going on at the end here. So we've got 1,150, 60, 70, 80, 80, and then 1 less than 10, 9. So 1189 was the date he started ruling Great Britain. 2, let's work out this one. 1,110, 100, 1, and then 10 at the end. So there's lots of takeaways going on here. So we've got 1,100, then we've got 10 less than 100, which is 90, and then 1 less than 10, which is 9. So from 1189 to 1199. He must have ruled for exactly 10 years, Richard I. Henry VIII. We've all heard of Henry VIII. We all know facts about Henry VIII. He ruled from MDIX to MDXLVII. Okay. Now this sounds a lot harder and trickier than what it looks, I think. Once you know how to do this, it becomes a bit like a puzzle. That's good to work out. So let's write down the value. 1,000. D is 500. I is 1. X is 10. So there's a takeaway going on here. 2. 1,000. D is 500. X is 10. L is 50. So there's a takeaway as well. V is 5. I is 1. And I is 1. Okay, so let's work it out. 1,500 and 1 less than 10 is 9. 1,509, which is 1509, if you say it like a date, to 1500, and then 10 less than 50 would be 40, and then 5 add 1 is 7. So from 1509 to 1547. And then your final one, Elizabeth I. Let's find out how long or when she ruled Great Britain. MD-LVII to MDCIII. Okay, so we've got 1550, 5, 1 and 1. And then we've got 1000 here, 500, 100 and 111 at the end, which is 3, isn't it? So 1550, 1557 to 1000, 5 add 100, 500 add 100, 600, and 3, just 3 on the end. So 1557 to 1603. That is how long, that is when, sorry, Elizabeth I ruled Great Britain. Now, mega challenge, write your date that you were born in Roman numerals. Let me write mine. So I was born in 1980. How would I do that? So it's 1000, which is M. 900 I need to do, which is, I'm going to have to do that takeaway again. CM for 900. And then 80. How could I do 80? 50, add 10, add 10, add 10. I could do that. So L, X, X, X. Okay, if you want to email me your date that you were born, or if you want to check, I think there's a little link at the top of the Home Maths Learning where you can check your date of birth yourself. Okay, thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye.